This is my long-term review of the Fitech EFI system. I have the 3003 unit and the 4003 fuel command center here. And I've been using it since 2016, so it's been 4 years. And I'll share my thoughts on that at the end of the video. Stay tuned. Here's my 81 Camaro Z28. This is the car I had the Fitech in. Like I said, I had it since 2016. This has a Chevy crate motor. It's the ZZ4. And that's what I put it on. I'll show you guys. Let me open the hood. There it is. You can't tell by looking at it, but that's the Fitech fuel injection system under there. It looks like a normal carb. Here's the command center. And with this command center, when they first started making these, there's a lot of problems. And actually, the fuel would boil in them, and it would get so hot your car would shut down. What I did with mine, and I'll have a video linked at the end how to do this. I took it apart and there was a float in there and then a screw plugging up a hole. And when you took them out, it made the fuel flow out the vent here. You could see this vent line. The fuel then circulates, and then you hook a hose running back to the gas tank and you make it circulate in a circle. This kept the fuel temperature down like 100 degrees and under. And that worked way better. There was no problems after I did that. I never had any problems with it again. But Fitech updated and they made a whole new system, a new fuel command center that works like this, so it doesn't have any problems anymore. So if you're looking to get one, make sure it's the newer version and not the old version. Anyhow, I also put this heat shield over here on this also. You really don't have to do this now once you do the mod I did. I put a heat shield to block it, and you can see over here I have this flex tubing that runs down to the bottom under my car, and I'll show you in the front. You can see I made a little vent, and that captures some air. It goes through that tube and into this little box I made around it with this stick-on insulation heat shield. It blows on the canister and then comes out around it, so that'll help it cool down a little bit more. But like I said, you don't really need that now that you did that modification I spoke of. Another thing I did was I ran over the fuel line from the fuel pump. I put like a fiberglass wrap, and I made it go across the engine like that. It's covered with a fiberglass wrap where the fuel goes into it. And then I put like one of them plastic dressing things over it so it looks good. You can see it. And that, I guess, helps the fuel stay cool, because with just the hose going over, I guess it could heat up, so that's why I did that. I didn't have any problems with this Fitech system. Only, like I said, the fuel command center, and I fixed that. There's a couple little quirks with it. This temperature sensor here, that read like 30 degrees wrong from what it was really reading in my car. And that I replaced that with it was a AC Delco 213-928 GM temp sensor. So if yours is off, you could get that temp sensor and that'll fix it. Now it's reading properly. Like I said, that was the main problems I had. There was one other problem with this system, and a lot of guys have this problem with this system, and I looked on a lot of message boards, joined message boards. I tried to figure out how to fix this problem. The problem with this thing is, when you're just cruising like the speed limit, not going fast, say like 30 speed limit through town, and then you're going with your foot on the gas to keep that speed. When you let off to coast a little bit, and then as soon as you just start pressing on the gas softly to get to like 30 miles an hour again, it would bog down. It would give like a little hesitation, and then it would rev up, ooh, and go. It was like a stutter. A lot of guys have it. And I've been messing around since, like I said, 2016 till just recently with this. I've been trying all different settings, the fuel things, everything I was tinkering with. I could never get it to work. I tried a lot of stuff, and I just never could get it to work out. And like I said, that was the main problem, and a lot of guys have this problem. So what I finally did was I contacted Fitech. I told them what settings I adjusted and stuff. And then they told me in an email back about my handhold unit, if it had the white arrows around it, and I told them no, it didn't. And they said my firmware was probably very old in the controller unit. So what they did, they gave me instructions to look through the Fitech unit and find the numbers for the version of it and stuff. And then I emailed them it back, and the guy told me it was very old, because he said it shouldn't have that hesitation problems I've been having all these years that I couldn't get rid of. And they sent me an email back with a link how to download the software and then load it into the handheld unit. You have to erase all the files and stuff. So that's what I did. Here's what Fitech sent back to me in the email. This is how you update the handhold unit. And they also gave me a page from their website that shows you how to do it step by step. It was a little bit confusing because I never did nothing like this, but actually I did it pretty easy. I thought it was going to be harder from reading this, and I did it. And what you got to do is basically you download this file here, and then you unzip it, and then you delete all the files after you plug in the handheld unit into your computer. You select all the files there and you delete them, and then you get the files that you unzipped and you just drag them into the handheld unit, and it updates and it loads all them files back in place. Now when you're done uploading them files on your handheld unit, you go in your car, and you plug it in, and then you have to turn your key to power it up, and then it updates everything. Then you let it go, and then there's steps how to do this, but basically that's what you do. It updates, then you shut it down. Then when you turn it back on, you got to set all your parameters like when you first buy it. So it's basically all new again. It's like starting from the beginning. Now after all these years of having this stutter problem, I took it out. I set the parameters. It didn't learn nothing yet. It was all brand new again. I took it out and I cruised around for a bit. I didn't have that stutter problem anymore. So if you're having a stuttering problem or any problems, I would definitely contact Fitech and ask them about an update and give them your version. They'll tell you how to do it, so you could send them the version of your handhold unit here. You could see mine don't have the arrows on it, so I guess it's an older one. You could give them your handhold unit number, and then they'll let you know. And then if they got some new firmware for it, they'll send you it to download, and you could hook it up in yours. See if it fixes your problem, because like I said, I've been having problems for four years with this, and it fixed it, and it's working much better. Also, it didn't even learn nothing yet because it's new, like starting all over again, and it's running better than it ever did before, so that's awesome. Another thing I want to show you what I had to do with mine, guys, was this gas cap here. Let me get it out. This is the one I use when I drive it. I modified it with a little hole there. You could see it. That lets the gas tank vent. This is a vented gas tank cap, but I think it's like 5 to 7 psi. So if you don't have this hole, it'll always keep like 5 to 7 psi before this valve releases the pressure. And I didn't want to do that, so I just put a little hole in there and it lets it out all the time. I've seen another few guys do this, so I think that works best. So that's just something else you could do to yours if you haven't tried doing that. See if it runs better like that. I would say the Fitech's pretty nice. After the update, everything's working, have no problems. My car's set up for handling. I have it lowered like 2 inches. I have eye-box springs on it. You can see, you push it, it don't move at all. So it handles really good. See how low the front is here. I got these really thick sway bars. You can see them down there on the front and back. I have all poly graphite bushings throughout everything on the car, the chassis, the suspension. Anyhow, with the carburetor, I used to go faster with turn. It used to bog down and almost stall. And especially when I stopped really quick, because my nose of my car don't dive down anymore because of these eye-box springs. It used to stall all the time, and that used to piss me off. I couldn't do nothing to get that to stop. I know there's a couple little tweaks you could do to carbs, but I didn't want to be bothered. I just wanted to have something, fuel injection. You just turn the key and it works good all the time. But this hiccup with this Fitech, I'm so glad that update worked and fixed it. So definitely, guys, if you have some kind of hiccup with yours, check for the new updates, because your control unit may be old like mine, or have an old version that they didn't work the bugs out. So overall, guys, I highly recommend the Fitech. I didn't have any problems with it breaking or anything like that. No other problems. It always works good. It starts up. It's reliable. And like I said, the only problem was that stalling. But that's fixed now from the update. So I highly recommend it. After 4 years of owning it, if you're thinking about going with an EFI, give Fitech a chance. I think you'll like it. They do make other stuff also, different kinds. And I know there's other brands out there too, so I don't know how they work. So just do research. But fuel injection on these old cars is much better than the carburetor for sure. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you liked the video, if it helped you out in any way. See you next time.